This is not getting edited. This I want on the thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you so much. We're excited for this part 2 of our conversation with Rachel Klein. It's going to focus on the No Kings rally that's coming up this weekend, March 28th. Bring some food with you. There's going to be marked locations up and down the route with some orange cones out there. So not only will you be helping defend democracy on March 28th, but you're going to be helping some of the most vulnerable among us. This No Kings rally coming up on March 28th is really important to me. I've served this country in many different ways. I've served my community in many different ways. As a United States Marine, as a New York City police officer, and as a prosecutor, I lifted my right hand and I swore to protect and defend the Constitution of this country and of this state. Full stop, period. Because I truly do believe in law and order. And right now, what's going on in this country from our leadership, people being murdered in the streets, is not okay. Every veteran, every police officer, everybody who supports law and order, everybody who backs the blue, everybody who supports our military should be showing up at this No Kings rally on March 28th. We need to stand together and we need to stand up and we need to speak out against American citizens being murdered in the streets of our country. This is not the America that we all know. This is not the America that we want to live in. And we need to stand up and unite based on our differences, not be divided based on our differences, and speak out against the unlawful practices and procedures of our own government. And don't be scared. Our voices together are stronger. So meet me March 28th at the No Kings rally, where we can unite and defend our democracy and defend our Constitution together. This Saturday, March 28th, here in Mineola at 11 o'clock at the courthouses. We're excited to continue our conversation with Rachel Klein. Let's get into it. I am curious, you organize huge events, right? The last No Kings rally had 3,000 plus people there. What goes into that? Like, what goes into organizing an event of that magnitude?
A lot. And I'm lucky because now we're almost with these kind of rallies, especially at the location, the Nassau County Courthouse, 262 Old Country Road in Mineola. Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. We're like a well-oiled machine. We all know our role.
Yeah.
So we've been organizing these big rallies since Hands Off last April with Engage Long Island, Show Up Long Island, and Long Island Network for Change. And we all just have the same mindset about making sure that we're creating this safe space for anyone to show up. Anyone who believes that what's happening right now is wrong should be able to stand with us. It is welcoming to all. We know we have people who bring small kids. We have people who are much older with mobility issues. And we're creating this peaceful protest where you can just let it be known what's happening in this country. I do not consent.
Yeah, I don't like masked men and women running around the streets kidnapping people.
100%.
Okay, good, because I'm on board with that.
Yeah. So what happens right away, we set up a Mobilize link. We try to get people to start signing up. Janet Goldstein from our group, she is our safety lead. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was gonna jump into, because you referenced stuff, and one of the next questions is, what do you have coming up? But you've referenced it 5 times. March 28th. No. Yeah. So let's talk about that real quick. You are organizing a No Kings rally, March 28th. Where is it at again?
So it's in Mineola in front of the Nassau County Courthouse, 262 Old Country Road. There are actually, I think, 12 of them happening on Long Island. 3,000 now nationwide, which is unbelievable.
Wow.
It's supposed to be the single largest mass protest in U.S. history. So,
if you can be part of history, show up if you'd like to be part of history.
Yes.
March 28th at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find more information about this? Where can we sign up?
Great.
How do we get engaged?
Thank you. So nokings.org. There's actually a map there. So if Mineola isn't convenient for you, maybe you have listeners across the country. Check the map, put in your zip code, and then just show up at whatever location is convenient for you. We're organizing Mineola. We're very excited. Joe will be one of our speakers, which we're very excited about, because we've never had a veteran, a retired law enforcement officer, a prosecutor, that perspective as a speaker. And I think that's so important, especially right now when people are breaking the law to supposedly enforce the law. to have someone like you speak, I think is huge. Like, we need that voice up there.
No, definitely. And I don't know if the disclosure will come now, but like I will be speaking, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thanks for doing it.
Not in my capacity as necessarily somebody who is running to be the next supervisor of the Town of Hempstead. I will be speaking based on somebody who agrees with law and order. I'll be speaking as my experience as a Marine combat veteran, retired New York City police officer, and a former prosecutor, and somebody who definitely is aligned with, we don't want a king, we don't need a king, and we are against any sort of authoritarianism that's going on in this country right now.
100%.
And those who don't abide by the same laws in which we're expected to abide by. And that's the purpose
Perfect.
Of what we're trying to do too.
Yeah, it's going to be a good balance of speakers. So we have you and your perspective, which I'm super excited about. Assemblyman Chuck Levine will be speaking. He's been very outspoken about ICE activity in his district in the Glen Cove area. He's just a solid, amazing ally for us. Dr. Eve Krief is a pediatrician. She's speaking about the impact of all of this immigration policy on children, because she's had patients cancel appointments. Families are afraid to seek medical attention. Kids are staying home from school. Like, this is not sustainable. Like, we can't be people that have families in 2026 hiding at home. Like this, you know.
It's not the ideals of what this country stands for.
Exactly,
that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Fred Brewington is speaking, who's a civil rights attorney. And so I think it's like a really solid. And then we have Singing Resistance will be there this time. Ooh. Yeah, which is fun. They've been practicing and rehearsing. And we'll be giving out whistle kits to everyone. We want, we feel like the people who show up for No Kings are the kind of people you want to have whistle kits. And the whistles are, so if there is ICE activity in your area, you're sounding the whistle. It's to let vulnerable people know to stay inside. It's to let people like us know they should come outside, keep a distance, but to record, because we've had, if you don't have people recording on their phones, you get a different story than what actually happened. And when U.S. citizens are being killed for trying to protect their neighbors, and the government is telling a different story, I think it's important that we're bearing witness and showing up for each other.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of glad you brought that up, because there's so many news cycles that go so quick, and we forget that our own Department of Homeland Security was murdering people within our own streets, right? I mean, just saying that out loud, that's truth, that's a fact. They murdered people on our own soil. And I think people need to let that sink in and have that resonate, because that's why No Kings rallies are so important, because this is something we could all stand united on, right?
This administration will also say those people are domestic terrorists. And it's one was a VA nurse. He was trying to look out for something. It's just crazy what's being said. I know that so we're an Indivisible group. I know they've accused Indivisible of being, everyone they don't agree with is a domestic terrorist. Nick Lalotta will say we're paid protesters. And it's I'm not paid. I wish I was paid. But this is so, I don't even think they realize that people care this deeply that they will do it for free, and they'll, take chances, because this is so important. If we don't show up, it's only going to get more dangerous, and it's safety in numbers, and there are definitely more of us than there are of them, and it's important that you let people know it's, regular people. You're the mom next door, retired police officer, look, teacher. We're the ones out there standing up for democracy.
That's what was amazing. The last rally that I went to, there were so many Marine Corps flags, Army flags, veterans hats that were in the crowd. Awesome. And it was great, because I was wearing my Marine Corps hat. And I was able to find the people that I wanted to say hi to first based on what they were wearing.
That's awesome.
And there were so many veterans. And there was one guy in the crowd, I think we got a picture, he says, "I am a Republican." And he was there. We may have. So there was awesome. Republicans actually attending the No King. It just goes to show you, No Kings rallies are not right and left. It's right and wrong.
Yep.
We don't 100%. Want a king running the country.
100%. Yeah. It's funny that's what you see. When I look at the crowd, first of all, the funny signs I get a kick out of, but also I'm always moved by the grandparents who have I need to be able to tell my grandchildren I didn't remain silent. That hits home to me, because I feel that's why I'm in it, because for my kids this is not the America I want for them. I don't want my kids have fewer rights than I do. I don't want them to like think anyone is not worthy or like less than us just because of where they were born compared to where we were born. Like, just everything you teach your children like is the opposite of what's happening in our country, and like we can't just look the other way. Like, we have to do what we can to try to stop it. Will this pay off? We'll see, but I'm hopeful that if we all like, if we keep building this movement, that something will matter and
I
make
will
a
say
crack.
it will pay off. I think that we're all having to do something now instead of nothing, because we're realizing more and more of us every day are realizing, like, look, we have to do something instead of nothing, right? You can't just shake your fist at the TV every day, because you just get tired of it. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what you've been doing for the past 8 years. And I will say, and being out on a campaign trail and being in the streets, every day there's another line crossed, and more people get off the bench and they start being, they're getting active. And that's why, it's one of the reasons why we love having you on, because we're going to give, if you do want to be active and get engaged, please reach out to Engage Long Island. What is the website?
So we do most of our organizing on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group. Make sure you answer the membership questions. But Engage Long Island on Facebook. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm not personally, because I'm like a dinosaur with social media, but our group is on all these platforms.
Now, look, we are going to save our I'm very optimistic about all the stuff going on. Years from now, when you're looking back at everything that you've done, starting from like meeting in an auditorium with 100 people, interviewing candidates, what do you hope people remember about what you've built and what you've done? When you look back and reflect on this organization, on the relationships you've built, what do you hope people...
I hope that everyone who was involved just knows that, wow, like so many people tuned out or did nothing, but like we were the ones who said no. Like we're gonna try at least whatever we can in our capacity. Like we're always gonna step up and not let democracy fall on our watch, not leave this to be someone else's problem. Like we will always actively try to make things better. Like we were those people. Like, and it's something that like overwhelms me sometimes. I'm like really just impressed with the people who have gotten involved. And it's like, I love that I was like able to like make opportunities for people to do that, because I do think there are more people who want to do the things but don't know where to begin or wouldn't do it on their own. But like if you bundle the postcards with the addresses and like they will do it, but like they don't even know that exists. And like I think about like the 2016 election and like what I did with my kids, and I got them like cute outfits from Etsy, and like my son was in a onesie that said like women's places in the White House, but like I didn't even know you could like volunteer on like a presidential campaign. Like it wouldn't have even occurred to me. And like now I know those things, and if people like ask me like, oh, I want to do this, and I'll be like, I don't know, but let me find out for you. And it's like now we have connections like across Long Island in so many different capacities and with different organizations that are doing amazing work, and just like introducing people and plugging them in and using their skills. Like someone reached out and he was asking about like accessibility at the rally. We had a few people, and it's like people are coming with like wheelchairs. If they can do this, like no excuses, other people, like you show up, like stand with us. So I was answering that for him, and then he said that he was also a freelance journalist, and how could he use those skills to help. And I said, you know what, like what about, would you write a letter to the editor now about your reasons for showing up at No Kings? It will help us promote, and that would be like a good use of your skills. And so it's just like encouraging people. It's like not being a naysayer. Like there's so many negative people who just will like point out what's wrong with what people are doing. But like you want all the people doing all the things and all working towards this larger goal in whatever way they can. And just being able to facilitate that and encourage, like I'm really proud of that. So I hope my kids see this, because I don't bring in money. So like I hope that they can see that there's value in this too.
I guarantee you they are seeing it, and I will say that you are a great role model for your kids. So you've read the Newsday article too on the negative impacts of ICE in our community, especially the backbone of our community. Small businesses are losing their livelihoods based on I'll just say unlawful activities from our government. I don't mind sharing it that way. But But we will be posting on social media the small businesses that are being affected. But
That would be great.
there's so please go to Joe for Town of Hempstead. We are going to be posting. There's businesses that have seen a decline up to 90% of their customer base, where tables were once filled during lunch hour. There's a few people in there, and it is directly tied to ICE and the enforcement going on within the Town of Hempstead and Nassau County. It's real. There was a Newsday article just came out last week about it. Please read it, and please follow us on social media, because we're going to be posting the places where we're going to be and the businesses that need this extra support. This No Kings Rally, March 28th, it's only the beginning, right? We're having a big election coming up this November. Stay involved, stand up for what you believe in, and stand and unite with the local officials that you want to help support. We need to support. I will speak especially in regards to the Scianablo movement. We need to support. So do the other elected officials. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. We've heard that before. But more importantly, we want to show them that we want to unite based on our differences. We don't want to be a divided community based on our differences. So find your elected officials that you do like and support, and align with them and stand with them, and come out to the No Kings Rally on March 28th. But it doesn't end there. That should be, for some of us, just the beginning, because we got to get through not only to November, but we got to continue this work.
100%.
You know, especially in modern time. I've never seen a climate like this ever before, and it just reminds me of the importance that things don't end after the election.
No.
That's when the real work begins. Win or lose, by the way, right? Even after your candidate wins, you need to hold them accountable and make sure that they do the job that you elected them in there to do.
Yeah.
But if there is a result that is not something that we hope for, then we have to organize and unite and continue to work for those most vulnerable among us. So there's always work that needs to be done.
Absolutely. And we went on a field trip to see subs, and so we always say keep marching. Like, even when you lose at something, it doesn't keep what's the next best thing to do?
Yeah.
We never give up. I would say for the rallies also, I don't think I mentioned on air. Is that what you say, on air?
Yeah, we're on air.
Okay,
We
on air.
We can say whatever we want.
Okay.
We're on air.
I didn't know how you referred to
No,
it.
yeah.
Okay. So we do a food drive at our rallies, which is something that we started, and I've seen it pick up at a lot of the other rallies across Long Island. So I'm really proud of that. When we did the hands-off one last April, we were just that was when Doge was making all those crazy cuts, and the food banks were losing millions of dollars, and we're we didn't know how impactful hands off would be. We didn't know how many people would show up. It's we know we're doing this on the back end, but it's you're trusting the world to just show up, and we're we need to make sure something comes of this. So we're if we're having all these people come, let's just ask them to each bring a can or a box of food. And we did that, and we literally collected over a ton of food, which was amazing. Yeah. So then we have made that the norm now at our rallies, which I think originally bothered some of the other rallies, because they're people are showing up with food, but we weren't doing a food drive. So that's a little annoying to them. But we always, as a standard, have a food drive now. And for this one, it's People Loving People in Oyster Bay. And then also we're partnered with the Northport Food Pantry. And so, we've been, last year we collected several literal tons of food at just the rallies alone, which is amazing. So that's been great. And then it just shows, you know what, we didn't, defeat fascism today, but we're making a dent, and we're bringing people into the movement, and we helped feed our neighbors. So it's always just something. But when they show up at No Kings, and we really want it to be the kind of thing if you came last time, come again. And also new people, your neighbors or friends, they should all be joining you. It's really, most people say it's a really positive experience. It gives you hope. It makes you feel I'm not alone. Because sometimes people can't talk about a lot of these things with their friends and family and coworkers. But here you're just surrounded by literally thousands of people who are on the same page and know this is wrong, and more importantly will speak up to say it's wrong. So it's that, and then it's just plugging people in, come and then, join one of the groups that's organizing, get involved in your local Democratic club, help a food pantry. The work doesn't end that day. It's we have to keep moving, but however you plug in to be a part of this is helpful.
Yeah, no, definitely. So March 28th, bring a canned good, bring a boxed item. where do they bring it to?
Okay, so the first time we tried like a whole caravan on County Seat Drive, and then so Barbara and Tracy actually manage this whole food drive component. So I trust their judgment. They feel we should have the cars spread throughout the space.
Okay.
So they'll have cars in the big parking lot behind the courthouse marked with orange cones and big food drive signs. They'll also have cars along County Seat Drive, which is the side street to the west of the courthouse. So if you're like facing the courthouse, it's to the right.
All right.
And so the cars will be marked, and then we'll also announce it, with the speakers, like, where it is, just in case. We're also hoping to have a table this time with, like, representatives from Engage Long Island, Show Up Long Island, and Long Island Network for Change. And then if you haven't found the food collection, you can drop off with them, and we'll take care of it. But, yeah.
Oh, awesome. So there's going to be multiple marked locations where... Great. So not only will you be defending democracy, but you will be helping some of the most vulnerable among us all at the same time. I'm blown away by you.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of yours, Rachel Klein.
Thank you, Joe.
March 28th, no Kings Rally, no community left behind. Bring food, bring canned goods, bring a box food item, and let's show our support to our community.
Thanks for having me. You're doing great work.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Once again, thank you, Rachel Klein, for coming on the show. Don't forget, March 28th, 11 a.m., Mineola Courthouse, no Kings Rally. If you're able to bring a non-perishable item, a canned good, or some box goods, there will be designated sites throughout the rally that you can drop it off at. It's not just one site. There'll be orange cones. They'll be marked there. But please join us March 28th, 11 a.m., no Kings Rally. Semper Fi.